We're going to talk about the Socratic method and preparedness. All right, so first off, what is the Socratic method? Well, okay, the Socratic method is named after Socrates, one of the most famous Greek philosophers. And the Socratic method, if I was to simply explain it, is to continually and only and simply ask the question why, continuously, over and over, until you can no longer ask why. And it is that point which you might say you've discovered a, fundamental philosophical truth, right? So it's very often compared to the same type of behavior of a child. You say the child might ask why, he's ask for a piece of candy or something to that effect, and the parent says no, and then the child asks, well, why? He says, because it's bad for your teeth. Well, why? Because it's full of sugar. Why? Well, because that's how you make candy. Why? There we go. Maybe that's a hint at a deeper fundamental question. Why do we make candy? Well, to enjoy a sweet treat. Well, because it brings pleasure to the enjoyer of the candy. Why? Oh, why does the sweet treat bring enjoyment? Well, the sweet taste of the candy is a pleasure to savor. Why? Why do sweets give us pleasure? So you see, through that example, you might be able to get past a few levels of surface level questions or ideas or thoughts about the way things are to arrive at deeper, more fundamental understandings and or questions about the nature of things, or to reveal or hint at the the more perplexing underlying questions themselves, right? So how do we take this into the context of preparedness? Well, for example, you can always run through the Socratic method yourself when you are thinking about making, which direction to go with your preparedness, or why you should prepare, or what you should prepare for, and how you should prepare for them, right? So we might start off with the question, well, why do we prepare? And I always like bare independence definition of preparedness, right? Is to perpetuate normalcy for the ones we love. And then you can ask yourself, why? Why do we want to perpetuate normalcy for the ones we love? Well, normalcy includes safety and care, and we want to provide a safe environment and care for the ones we love. So, therefore, we prepare in order to perpetuate the safety and the comfort. Well, why is that? Why do we want to perpetuate normalcy for the ones we love? Why do we care? Why do we have loved ones? And why do we want to care for them? Well, why do we have loved ones? So you see, we've already, just one or two levels of this, already stumbled upon a deeper, more profound philosophical question, right? Why do we have loved ones? That's a very interesting thing to ask. I don't even know if I have a proper answer for that. And how does one even come up with a proper answer? Well, we can try. We might say, well, why do we have loved ones? We have loved ones because we are interdependent on each other for love and support. That is the way we are. Well, why are we this way? Well, perhaps because, I'm already arriving at another deeper question about the fundamental nature of things. So, we can zoom out a little bit and maybe try this exercise again with maybe more, something a little bit easier or more fun to ask, Why does preparedness involve firearms? Well, firearms are necessary or provide us a very useful tool to protect against danger. Well, why do we want to protect ourselves against danger? Well, because we want to preserve our life. Well, why do we want to preserve life? Well, because we were not made to be, self-destructive. Well, why aren't we made to be self-destructive? Again, there we go. We've now scratched the surface and found another deeper, more profound question about ourselves and our existence than we might have thought. And so you can use the Socratic method when you're putting your preparedness plans together, right? I mean, why would we want to prepare, right? Well, because we can see every day that we are subject to the whims of things like, natural disasters, hurricanes, flooding, fires, earthquakes, tornadoes, things of that nature, right? And you say, well, why are we subject to those things? Well, because we are beings living on a planet with the force of nature around us. Well, why are we beings on a planet with the force of nature around us? And now we've already arrived at a fundamental and profound inquiry into life itself. Why are we here, right? An existential question. And this is, again, where materialistic or materialism, right, fails us, right? Like, it's just a bunch of natural processes that through random chance and natural selection and evolution, we've gone from proto-prosaic or whatever the word is for, basically we go from bacteria to fish to birds, and now we're humans, And you might again ask yourself why, right? Why is that process, right? And if you were going to stick with a materialistic or materialist view or definition of things, right? Slowly these questions, I believe, failed to be answered in any meaningful way, right? Because, again, you're always going to resort to, well, it's just natural processes and random selection, right? And so none of those answers, if you ask again, well, why is there natural processes? Why do these natural processes exist? Why is it random selection? Why does random selection exist? Or why is selection random, right? How do you answer that? So the Socratic method is a very fundamental, basic, like philosophy 101 concept. But, as I start to approach more concepts of philosophy in our discussions here on this channel, and as they or as they relate to preparedness, it's worth noting, and we're gonna I'm gonna try to go through the history of Western thought through philosophy, and relate these topics to preparedness. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.